Okay, ready? Aku mulai. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this special meeting, which is the day we brought up with the first case study, which I would read. The title is The Silent Player Syndrome. But of course, before me moving forward, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Deflorino Yolis, and I'm here as a moderator that will guide you or accompany you throughout this discussion in these Zooms. And let's do to the next introduction, which I will give you guys time to introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Gita Antari Asri as a timekeeper.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kadek Adelia Pratiwi. I'm here as a secretary.
Hi, good morning. My name is Anjan Hardani as a member.
Good morning. My name is Kadek Kariada from Deflorino.
Hello, good morning. My name is Komang Juliantara, also as member.
Good morning. My name is Pratiwi, Dewi as member.
Okay, there, Lord guys. Thank you very much for introducing yourselves very well, and you guys have your own role in these Zooms. Therefore, I will straight forward to the first case study. I mean, there is only first case study, and I will read it out and hear what you guys' opinion. So the case study is, next please. Okay. There's a scenario here, which is in a grade 9 English class, Mr. Tan implemented an elaborate zombie apocalypse survival games to practice modal verbs should, must, have, and to. So he divided the class into teams, while the extroverted gamers took over shouting instruction and leading the strategy. The quieter student, some of whom had better grammar skills, simply sat back and let their teammates playing for them. By the end of the lessons, the leaders practiced English intensely while the silent players hadn't uttered a single sentence. Yet their team still won the game. Therefore, this scenario here will arise up questions, which actually assists 5 questions. So we move to the first questions first. Okay, here we are. You can see it on the screen. So the first question is, and I'd like to hear some of you guys' opinion, your thought on this, and you can answer after this. So, how could you assign a character roles? For example, the negotiator, the scribe, the scout, to ensure every student must speak to progress. That's the first question. I'll give you time to whoever you want to answer these first questions. Thank you.
Can I go first, please?
Yes, sure. Gita.
Okay, so in my perspective, by assigning character roles and making them take responsibilities can be a great way to ensure everyone participates. For example, the negotiator is responsible for discussing and agreeing, and the scribe is responsible for taking notes and reporting back. And the scout is responsible for gathering information and briefing their team. And the list goes on. Each role requires the student to speak and contribute to the team's progress. You could also rotate roles throughout the game to give everyone a chance to practice different skills. That is all my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much, Gita. That is a very clear and thoughtful opinion by you. And therefore, I'd like to hear some of you. Perhaps you might want to add or rebut his opinion. If not, I will move to the second question. So I give you time to think. If not, then I will move to the second questions.
May I add some perspective?
Yeah, sure. Anjan, you may have.
Okay. So I agree with Gita's answer or perspective because assigning character roles makes participation mandatory, not optional. When each role has a clear responsibility that affects the team progress, students cannot remain silent without slowing the game. For example, if the negotiator does not speak, the team cannot make decision. And if the scout does not report information, the team lacks direction. So this method is also effective because it shifts the focus from dominant students to shared responsibility. Quiet students are no longer competing to speak. Instead, they are expected to speak as part of their role. This reduces anxiety and gives them a clear reason to use English. Additionally, rotating roles helps students practice different speaking functions, such as explaining, negotiating, and reporting. As a result, all students get equal opportunities to speak and develop their language skills, making the activity more balanced and fair for everyone. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Anjan, for the add up. So I would like to re-say what you just said. So basically said that to give every student as equal opportunity, therefore they can improve their speaking skills or English skills, correct?
Yes, correct.
And therefore, Gita, do you find any other things to say, or do you agree with what Anjan just said to you?
Yes, I also agree with Anjan's statement.
All right, thank you. And I think that is the first question that we have here. And therefore, I would start forward moving to the second questions, which is the team win a fair assessment of individual language acquisitions? Why or why not? From the previous case of study, how do you think this question would need an answer from it? So who want to come and share their thoughts? I'll give you time. Okay, I should repeat the questions. Perhaps you guys didn't listen. So the question number 2, is the team win a fair assessment of individual language acquisitions? Why or why not? So maybe you guys have any opinion or something that you want to share regarding to the second questions. So I give you time to think and then give your thoughts. Thank you.
Sir, I have opinion on that question.
Okay, a fair gentleman here, Kariada, but I need you to speak louder, therefore, so we can hear what you say. So there's no misunderstanding or something that is incomprehensible. Thank you.
Okay, sir. In my opinion, is team victory is not fully fair assessment of individual language mastery because it does not accurately represent each student. Linguistic contribution and In game-based learning activities, group success is often driven by more confident. All extrovert students will be quieter learner. My participant very little yet will benefit from the team success. Um, that's for me.
Okay, so basically you're saying that the team success or team win isn't fair, and you said that also that the group succession driven by the confidence of its students, and therefore you think why it's not fair because it gives the quieter students now to really enjoying or have the experience to celebrate or gain this victory or team win that this case study has said. So therefore, is there any of you that thinks the same, or you want to add something that a little bit from different perspective than what Kariada just said?
I add my opinion.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Adelia, Adele.
So I agree with Kariada perspective. Team win cannot be used as a fair or unfair measure to assess individual language acquisition because group results don't show the extent to which each student is involved in the learning process. So it is called as fair as well because there is something called individual assessment within group work, which can be considered a fair form of assessment because it is focused on the contribution and language performance of each student individually, even though they are working in groups. Individual assessment within group work ensure that every student has the opportunity and responsibility to demonstrate their use of to the target language, especially in speaking skills. Both active and quiet students must still produce language independently. For example, by saying sentence using should, must, or have to. So individual assessment within group work is able to balance collaborative work and individual accountability so that the resulting assessment better reflect each student's language ability and involvement, not just the success of the team. So that's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the opinion or something that you share. That you share. And I would like to sum up a bit that you said that team win is that measure is a measure by all of the students involved to become team win. It's not measured by an individual assessment from because an individual assessment should somehow to apply to the students and they will have their time to speak whatever their thoughts on this case study or on their group. Like you said, they must said should of something blah 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 and all of that. So basically that's what you are saying. And I would like to ask back again to Kariada. Kariada, do you think this is aligned with what your opinion, or do you think it's already far more than what your thinks and things being quite not in the same path here? So if you agree with what Adelia said, you may say yes or no. Time is yours.
Yes, sir. That assessment for Adelia.
All right. Therefore, Kariada, thank you. I would like to move to the third questions, and I would like to hear from you guys as well. The third questions is what individual, yeah, sorry, revise. What individual could you run alongside the team missions to encourage quieter students? So what is the individual quest that can be used to encourage some quieter student to be more active or more involved in some situations in the group? Therefore, I would like to hear one of you. Perhaps you guys have any thought of this? Time is yours.
Okay, I will answer the question.
Okay. Pretty, right?
Yeah. I think I would give a small task, like each students have to making at least one sentence, like asking question or share their ideas in English. So this could help the quiet students feel more confident and comfortable. That's all.
Okay. It's pretty short, but I would like to give more evaluation on. I would like to say the evaluation that I think that you said is you will give a small task to each student in a group so they have their chance to deliver their thoughts in order so that each students have their same opportunity and same goals, same what is it? Yeah, same opportunities basically. So they have their own rule and they will speak their rule, the rule, sorry. They will have their own task and they will speak that or they will urge that to the other group as well. Therefore, each of the students have their own task, personal task to contribute to the group, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, therefore, anyone want to
Sorry to
disagree
interrupt,
or
guys.
okay, Gita?
The meeting has been going for 15 minutes.
Thank you very much for the information. That is very helpful. And therefore, I will say it again. So any of you perhaps might agree or disagree what Preeti just said about her opinion about this question number 3. Anyone?
Sure. I would like to give my opinion regarding to this question. So,
Okay, come on.
for me myself, I personally agree with what Priti just said about giving each individual a scroll quest to let everyone or every individual have their own task to do instead of just waiting for the extrovert to do the quest for them. Because since it is a team mission, so as the teacher also expected that everyone have to be active to contribute to make the team fully. So it is hoped that everyone, at least each individual, has their on mission, quest, or task that might be contribute to the team itself. Because it's probably not fair that someone that is not being active or participate to the game, but they still label as the winner team, even though they don't really do anything, just standing there waiting other people to carry team. So I think individual quests that just stated by Pretty, giving each of them a simple task to do will be a great idea. All right, I think that's from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kuman. That is very well thought of opinion by you. And I'd like to say that you basically say that even though the student, the the well active students do all the job, the students which is we can say that are far more smarter than these talk active students uh, cannot fully as not cannot I'd say yes I will say in quote cannot cannot consider as a team members or a team win because uh, every individual should have their own task to do uh, in order to be, come up with a goal or something that they achieve together. So basically, what you say earlier that every student should have their own task when they do their, project or whatever this what in this case study you have been presenting to us. So therefore, I think it's a bit ironic actually because some of the student that is pretty smart, but they didn't have the chance to be involved in this, you know, group project or else. But yeah, uh, things must go on. Therefore, I would like to ask Pretty, would you say that what Komang said earlier aligned with your idea or perhaps not?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my opinion.
Okay. Thank you. Therefore, without further ado, I'd like to move due to the time that what being said by our timekeeper. I'd like to straightforward move to the fourth questions. And the fourth questions, I'd like to read it out loud. It is, okay. So how can you monitor, Ketua, I'm sorry. How can you monitor student talking time, STT, when the teacher is busy eating as the game masters? So anyone have any thought for this?
I will answer question 4.
Okay, Anjan, time is yours.
Okay, so in my opinion, based from this question, Mr. Tan can monitor student talking time or STT in simple and practical ways without stopping the game. First, he can give each student a few talk tokens, for example, 3 until 5 tokens. Every time a student speaks using a modal verb, they give up 1 token. At the end of the game, Mr. Tan can quickly see who has spoken and who has not by checking the remaining tokens. Second, he can assign one student in each group as a language monitor. So this student's job is not to lead the game, but to take a checklist whenever a teammate speaks. This helps to track participation while keeping the game running smoothly. And then lastly, Mr. Tan can use short speaking checkpoints, such as pausing the game for 30 seconds and asking each student to say one sentence using should, must, or have to. This ensures everyone speaks at least briefly, even if they are usually quiet. So these methods are easy to manage, do not interrupt the role play, and help ensure that all students get a fair chance to speak during the activity. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Anjan, for your, something that you share. So basically, you say that Mr. Tan, who the person or educator that involved in this case study, perhaps he should, continue the game or arrange the game without stopping and provide some tokens for each student which they can get whenever time they use the word like we would have some of like that, and also they can be considered or they sorry Mr. Tan also can be considered or stopping the game by each 30 seconds and to ask each student what their already got and with the word that like would, should, etc. So anyone? You guys any thought of it? No? All right. Because it's nothing, I think I'm gonna add a bit because I personally think this is also a good call or a good decision for Mr. Tan, as some of the student might not be very active because not because of they personally, student that less talk active, but perhaps they just don't want to involve in the class because basically the class is just feel kind of boring to them. Therefore, for I kind of like the decision which is almost the standard suggested or shared by Anjan, which is he can come to them and come to them every 30 seconds and give them time, uh, ask them every questions that they should answer with should or would, whatever it is. I think it's giving the students the courage, something that the urge or something that can push or encourage them to answer the questions in any situation. Therefore, it's kind of giving the student a practice and kind of push them to be more active, like what we're supposed to do to overcome this case study. Perhaps like that. But yeah, anyway, everyone got his opinion. But anyone else want to add to Anjan or disagree? If no, say we perhaps just moving to the fifth questions. Okay. Therefore, we move to the fifth questions, which is would a, would a multi-signature rule where a task requires 4 different speakers to be valid solve this issue? This one is quite interesting. So anyone want to share their thoughts? Let's see. Any?
Um,
I'm
can
sorry.
I
Sorry to
Oh, okay.
interrupt.
One at a time, please.
Since the Zoom is not premium, it is 2 minutes left. 2 minutes 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. Kariada, you may say your thought quick, please.
in my opinion, is the multi-signature rule can help reduce the dominance of a few students and encourage broader participants. And while the rules ensure the multi-type students speak to often ensure the quality of participant rather than the quality of the language used. Uh, that's for me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kariada. And unfortunately, due to the lack of time to our discussion here, uh, perhaps this will be the wrapped up of this meeting and discussions. Therefore, what can I just say that this multi-signature rule where task may required for the speaker to be valid is, kind of not very uninteresting stuff to be implemented to the students. I think that's all, guys. Due to the time limit, I'd say we move to the conclusion. So I'd like to invite one of you. Perhaps you have something that you can wrap up this discussion.
So for the conclusion, based on the discussion of the 5 questions, it can be concluded that game-based learning activities such as the zombie apocalypse scenario are effective in increasing student motivation and engagement, but they don't necessarily ensure equal opportunities for language practice among all students. In addition, a team win cannot be considered a fair indicator of individual language acquisition because it reflects group strategy and collaboration rather than each student's speaking ability. To address this issue, Teachers should combine group mission with individual tasks or individual quests, so that quieter students still have responsibility and opportunities to speak. Monitoring student talking time through simple strategies such as speaking tokens, participation checklists, or brief assessment checkpoints can also help promote balanced participation. Although a multi-signature rule can reduce domination by extrovert students, it is more effective when paired with individual assessment methods such as assessment within group works. So overall, fair and effective language learning and assessment in gamified classroom require a balance between group collaboration and individual evidence of language use, ensuring that all students can develop their communicative competence optimally. So that's all from the conclusion. Thank you.
Right, guys. Thank you very much. But due to the lack of time that we have, I'd like to, invite you guys to take a brief think about this situation that could be beneficial for our future interaction. That I'd like you guys also to embrace this idea that you guys already taught. Perhaps maybe a years from now, 10 years from now, you guys can be an educator. This will be the best, startup point or idea for you guys to use as a teacher or educator in the future. And that's it, guys. I think we are already in the end of our discussions, and therefore I would like to and officially close this presentation. Once again, I would like to thank for all of you to joining these discussions, and also for some of you already share and give your opinion thoughts about this case study that we brought up today. Therefore, thank you very much and good evening, guys. Sorry, good morning. Thank you.
Thank you.